India is one of the most dangerous places in the world for women and even young girls.
Committing to take action against the abominable offence like child abuse. Nagaland organized a state-level consultation to end child sexual abuse. Nagaland State Legal Service Authority Members Secretary Longshithung Izong said that the child abuse in Nagaland is a serious issue and the rate of child abuse in the state is growing at an alarming rate.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Sayyidatina Rahmadyna, presidential candidate number 1 of Lokesvara, together with my friend and comrade in the struggle,
Rizka Khaerunisa, and the vice presidential candidate number 1.
We stand before you not merely to seek office, but to carry the voice of the people and to fight for a just and prosperous future for our beloved nation. Ladies and gentlemen, let us reflect on a harsh reality that has shaken the conscience of the world. India, one of the largest democracies, has been facing alarming levels of sexual abuse and harassment. The numbers are devastating. Almost 1 in 3 young girls and more than 1 in 10 boys experience sexual violence before reaching adulthood. In workplaces, hundreds of cases are reported each year, while many more remain hidden in silence. Crimes against women have risen by more than 15% in just a single year. Domestic violence is widespread, with more than a third of married women admitting they have faced abuse by their husband. Even the elderly are not spared, as many older women report suffering physical and emotional violence within their own homes.
Being as number lies a story of trauma of families broken of voice, silenced by fear, stigma, and weak overcoming of justice. These tragedies also use that sexual feelings is not just a personal one, but a social crisis capable of corroding the very foundation of a nation. And that is why we are here not only to point out the problem, but to deliver solution or vision for Lokesvara. Lokesvara is clear to believe a nation that supports its people uplifts the vulnerable and ensures safety and dignity for all her the step we come to. One, a strong and victim cabinet like from us every case of sexual violence will be handled swiftly, transparently, and without discriminations. To national protection case center in every province, they will provide 24-hour emergency service, psychological counseling, medical care, and free legal assistance for survivors. 3, education for awareness from underage school and universities will teach about gender equality, the importance of consent and respect for human dignity, so as you will grow with the right values. For a safe and conditional respecting system, survival must be secure when speaking up without fear of stigma or retaliations. 5, a nation which campaign to injustice society, because preventing sexual violence is not only the duty of the government, but the shared responsibility of every citizen to create a safe and dignified environment.
Next, with our vision and mission, namely vision first, is to create a safer India where every woman, man, and child can live without fear. 2 is to ensure strong laws that protect victims and punish perpetrators fairly. 3 is to transform public spaces into safe, inclusive, and welcoming places. And that mission is first, strengthen the law and enforce strict punishment for perpetrators of sexual harassment. 2 is provide free medical, psychological, and legal assistance for every victim. 3rd, make public spaces safer with proper lighting, surveillance cameras, and reliable transportation to prevent crime. 4th is empower women by giving them greater roles in leadership and law enforcement. The vision and mission will be the main guidelines for leadership. Now is the time for us to see how they are realized through concrete work programs that have been prepared by the presidential and vice presidential candidates. In the work programs, first, a free and comprehensive rehabilitation service providing no-cost rehabilitation for survivors and of sexual abuse, ensuring their full recovery and reintegration into society. Two is inclusive and equitable education for all, expanding equal access to quality education across all regions, from major cities to rural areas, supported by relevant curricula, professional teachers, and adequate facilities. Third is public awareness campaign on self-protection, conducting regular socialization programs to raise awareness on preventing sexual violence, resisting drug abuse, and strengthening self-protection both in public spaces and the digital world.
Next, 4. 24/7 National Emergency Hotline has stabilizing and integrated in National Emergency Call Center available around the clock to provide rapid response to cases of violence, crime, or other urgent conditions. 5. Fast legal protection of 15 of violence creating free legal aid unit dedicated to assisting victims of sexual abuse and other crimes, ensuring swift access to justice. 6. Regional Trauma Healing Center setting up psychological counseling and trauma healing center is in every district or city to provide long-term emotional support, therapy, and recovery assistance for survivors.
7. Strengthening preventive public health care,
Expanding preventive healthcare service through free regular checks-up and community-based health education, reducing the risks of several illnesses at an early stage.
100 days after being elected, we will implement. First is establish the first National Protection Center operating 24 hours a day, providing emergency service, psychological counseling, medical care, and free legal assistance. 2 is launch the 24/7 National Emergency Hotline as a rapid reporting channel for cases of violence, harassment, and other crimes directly connected to law enforcement and medical personnel.
Next, 3. Issue an emergency legal policy to encourage the judicial process of sexual violence cases and ensure that perpetrator and punished firmly and without discriminations, for beginning the development of trauma healing center in very province, starting with regions that have the highest rates of violence.
Through these tips, we want to ensure that Lokesvara is not only a sovereign nation, but also a nation that protects every life of its people. We stand here with firm conviction. With your trust and your support, we can build a safer, fairer, and stronger Lokesvara. My friends, the time has come to decide our future. We have the vision, we have the mission, and we have the strength to make it real. One election day, raise your hand, raise your voice. And choose number 1. Together we will rise.
Together we will lead.
And together we will win. Rise with humanity. Rise with Lokesvara.
Nomor berapa Chandra? Nomor 1 kan? Tuh. Kalau nomor 1 duduk dekat kursi kami. Kedua, kalau nomor 2